Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware the risk in the future trading and maybe it's not suitable for every trader to trade the future. All our videos are educational purpose only. So whatever you do is at your own risk, and we're not responsible for your trade. Right now it's 9:30 Friday, and luckily we got a little freedom today. So I thought take care of it and take advantage of it and help some traders out there um, see and try to read the market for you guys. Um, for the ones who are not familiar with the system, we have signals based on automated trade ATM strategy, signaled by the entry and the target. So when you see the ES entry 2743.75, target 2763, this is a little bit above the target. So on the entry signal, we got 86 ticks, 85 ticks, based on one contract, 1 minute only, based on one contract and 1 minute only. So um, we will be looking at this market. So right now we have based on one signal, we have 646 ticks based on 1 minute and one contract. And we will take it. We'll try to see what's going on and the trading. So if we look at the Nasdaq, we have a buy signal at 5509, target 25,632. We nailed 141 ticks based on one contract, and it was 725. The YM 720. We did go south on the gold, and then the DAX 2100, 30-year Treasury bond, 9 ticks. And now the signals are changing, and we are about to have a new signals on the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq taking a real dive right now. So we'll see what the outcome. The same story if you wanted to use stocks, and the same story if you want to use Forex. You can see on the right corner there is a Forex as well. So this is pretty much very forward, and then we will cover some of the auto trade we have using the control panel here is using the swing trading, so we will be covered a little bit on the swing trading right now. Let's see. Okay, we have a short entry on the Nasdaq. It's coming very soon, so be careful with the short entry. At the moment, if you are thinking about going with the ES, you gotta be careful. The ES is no longer tradable to the long side. We're looking trade on the short side. The signal is we made it on the bar close. That's why we want the bar close to take the short trade. If the bar did not close below that numbers, we are skipping it. You can take that trade on the entry, but there is a problem with the Nasdaq. Let me show you something, folks. If you are trading the Nasdaq, on the Nasdaq, we have a double support area, and I don't like that. So the short right now is gonna have a lot of problem on the short. I show you why. if we look right there, we have a sell signal and we have the target, absolutely. But then you have a double support line, which is going to project from that area, folks. So this is a really, really critical area, the 53.75, and we have a double support. So you can see the Nasdaq is struggling in this area here, and that is going to cause a projection on the Nasdaq. So the short trade is not going to live long on that one here at the moment. It require a lot of sales. It's going to be a critical point here. There we go. There is no indication there is a strong trend to the downside. So we will look at it. As you see, this market is projecting from that area here. So this is really a problem for the Nasdaq. Now we are going back to test those area here, the 74, 75, and it's going to test the 81 level. So this is a really, we predicted immediately that, let me look at the YM. The YM is way above the target at the moment. So all the trades are done. Once you hit the target, the trades are done. So I don't see, now if you wanted to trade the YM, it has to be reversal actually. We're no longer interested in the long trade on that one. Yeah. So this is the story on the Nasdaq as expected. We got projected, and most likely the Nasdaq is going to go back and test those level at 75, 75, 25. This is a very nice short trade actually on the ES. Anything below that number here, it is a short trade. And the reason is we are already above the target. And this is the support line become the support line here, it become a resistance line. So we're not expecting anymore for this market to go any higher than that. And we will see. This is really funny. You put a sell on the NT8 and then show you are on the right track, and then it show the wrong. Let me see what's going on in this one. Oh yeah, because this was activated on the auto trade. So we're gonna reactivate the auto trade out of it. It caused a problem. So we're gonna go ahead and reactivate. Uh, it was armed with an auto trade. That's why all this confusion on the short trade. I had to disarm the auto trade out of it because it was connected with the auto trade. And there we go, we put it back on. However, on the CL, we already way above the target. Once you get to those two yellow lines, you should not be taking on long trades anymore. As you see on the CL, we had the resistance at 50, 55.39, and CL was struggling at that line for a very long time. And I'm not expecting any more gain on the CL. So we will look closely on this one here. The buy entry on the CL was 55.04. And if we look at the CL, we have 55.52 as a target and 55.04 as an entry. And this is exactly nailed 51 ticks, but still, I will not take any more long trade above this area here. First, if you don't know our system, between those two yellow lines is no longer valid the long trade, and we already hit the target, so we are no longer interested in trading the CL. Let's go ahead and cover some of those trades today. We still have a lot of trades open. We started around 8 o'clock as an example on this is the swing trading. And this one here is a 5 minutes. And if we look on the first trade on the 5 minutes, it was at 8:30, exactly at 8:30. And we're still in that trade. If we try to, if you are auto trading, this is about time to close that trade. The reason is, I mean, the auto trade is going to stay on that trade until direction changed. But if we look at this picture here, a lot of signal with a reversal is way above the target and between those two yellow lines. That's mean you need to start considering. Plus we have a small signal here, is pointing short. And this is when you are trying to swing trading, of course, you can close position here. It takes a millisecond to close position, or you can stay with it. and you can override the auto trade by using um, like a safe stop loss. But as long as you know what you're doing, because you're gonna be disarming the auto trade, so you can absolutely you can override any auto trade, and if you want to dismiss it, you can dismiss it. Or if you look, you have the zones and you know where most likely this market is going to be projecting, then we can go ahead and do it. Or if you want to, you can use the button on the top to close position and call it off. So this is the swing trading on the 5 minutes is based on one trade, and it's gonna be done very soon, and it is over. Now, if we want to take a different time frame, we can do that. We can take the 3 minutes. Once the market is moving, the market is moving. And this is the 3 minutes, probably is the same entry. This one here, it was 49.25 at 8:30. And on the ES 3 minutes, we took that trade at 9 o'clock. Actually, this is amazing. And let's look at the 1 minute. This one took also that trade at 8:51. And no, I'm sorry, it's around 8:53. And we're still climbing onto the 1500. So this is not bad for an ES on Friday. It is lovely. So let's look at something else. Okay, right now we have 97 ticks based on the last entry signal. And we got 53.91. And let's look at if you want to look at the YM. If you want to look at the CL as well, and we will look at the YM. This is the 1 minute, and we started at 8:40 want to break even, and then we have an entry at 52.02 and exit at 55.43. This is based on 1 minute, and then and this is your 5 minutes. Also took the trade. We started around 8 o'clock, took the trade at 54.83, and we're still climbing on that one here. Let's see what else we have. The YM, okay. The YM. Also, the YM took the first trade around 9 o'clock and 55.23. All those are swing trading. Rest of the YM, they're already done for today. The 288 takes one trade actually, and the first trade was taken at 8:58 actually, and we were done around 9:50. One trade on the 288 subject. Let's see what the ES did. Okay, this is took the first trade at 8:37. All of them started at 9 o'clock. This one here started at 8:37. And the second trade got in at 27:57. And we were done at around 9:30. This is not bad at all. I haven't used the live Steam in a long time, so I'm a little bit off. I'm not sure. I haven't done it, and today, for some reason, it was very quiet. So I said, let's go ahead and let's look at the CL as well. Also, the first trade around 9 o'clock. All of them, the daily target are 500, and then if the market go into your direction, it's gonna stay. Now we are only covering the swing trading. We haven't covered the new auto trade yet. This is the YM as well, 244. Took the first trade around 9, and we were done around 11:80. This is not bad. And this one here is the ES, also on the tick side. Oh, brother. Okay, this is a beautiful ride. Okay, we have a few trades here. So the first trade was around 8 833, one trade. I mean, for 244 ticks, this is not bad on the stop loss. If we, I mean, this is not a high time frame, but this is a very serious chart, and we can see the auto trade took a trade at 27.56.25, and then lost and closed at 54.25. All those auto trades are market orders; they're not limited orders. So this is really not bad at all for a couple points on 244 ticks. And this is the secret: is when the market is going the opposite direction, you should not be wasting a lot of time and ticks on it. And when the market go into your direction, this is where we need to open up for. And that's what exactly they do, those auto trades. When the market goes the opposite direction, it's gonna tighten up the nut. They're all automatic. You don't have to do optimization on it. And and okay. Actually, I did not notify my traders that I'm going live today. I was just um, trying to. Um, they were asking me, but I was thinking to start next week. We did. We've been extremely busy. We haven't had time to do anything. For the new auto trade, it is amazing. This is our new auto trade where you can scalp the market or you can swing trade the market. And we made it to those traders that this auto trade, this is the first phase on it, and is coming a second phase on this one here next week. What we have done, it is um, to keep those traders out of volatility because they don't understand volatility. They just look at numbers. So, and like the swing trading as an example, if we have the swing trading here, the daily target is 500, but if it's going to your direction, it's going to open up. Where we have done a little bit tight on this one here. For a guy can trade ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and let's say he makes 250 daily target, and then once he gets the 250, we are hoping that this guy is gonna stop trading. I doubt it, but we hope that he is gonna. The greed is not gonna kill him. This is what is the greed by most of the traders is gonna kill them with the taking higher risk more than what they can really afford. And this is where the trouble started among the traders. So this is a CL uh, filter or non-filter is the same. It is a very straightforward, very straightforward. I believe one of them is a filter and one is not. But 54.96 and 54.96 because this is one of the things that traders uh, make mistakes with filters. The filters should not be killing the trend. They have to have balance where you don't miss the trend and then you can stay with the trend. But also, the filter should not be taking a trade on every bumper the market is moving. So the balance and management, it is much more important than uh, being aggressive. Yeah, yeah. And then if we this we take the CL. This is the new auto trade. We have not put it yet on the web, and I don't know if we're gonna put it on the web. We made it for our members, and this one here also one trade CL 5505, and all of them daily target 500. This is the 3 minutes, and then we take the 5 minutes, and there we go. It's the same story. The daily target is 500, but you have to think about slippage, commission. So you will end up around 460, 480, depends on the market's movement. Um, let's look what the ES did on this new auto trade. And we should be having the second layer on that auto trade. What we did this time, we trained the guys on the first layer, stand hammer it all and get complicated on the traders. So what we did, we put the first layer in there, and now is coming the real story behind this one here. Is the way we have around 11 auto trade from institutionals to reversals to, but we cannot cover everything here every day. But what we recognize that trader, when he come in the morning, he dive in right into the chop with any kind of auto trade. And when there is a chop market, most of those auto trades that will have a problem. And when the market is trending, there is no problem like today. So what we have come out with is something that, like yesterday, the market was extremely, it took off, and then for a couple of 3 hours, right before the market closed, it was practically the ES flat. So we have the auto trade, that auto trade on the 3 minutes and 5 minutes did not even fired one trade. And that made me happy. It's not about how many trades the auto trade takes or how much money it takes, as much as when you have it filtered, that stayed out of trouble and stayed out of trades, and that it is very, very important to stay out of trouble. So if we look at this is an ES 5 minutes, and let's look at the ES. All of them started a little bit after 8 o'clock because that's where I started. So it's not clear, this one here. So actually we have two beautiful trades, small trades on the ES 5450 exit. And then on this one here, what we have done, it takes immediately, cut it off immediately. So sometimes it's going to work to your advantage, and sometimes it is not. If you, like this one here, when you calculate the slippage and the commission, you will wind up around 475 market order. And as you see here, when the market, I mean, the auto trade forced the close market order, where on the swing trading is gonna keep riding as long as yes, my friend. So you guys give me free time today, so so I've So I got away with it. You know, for some reason, everybody today was giving me a little luxury and giving me a little freedom. So thank you guys. So that's why I didn't say to my traders. So as you see here, the YM is still riding. This is the swing trading, and this is where it's gonna stay on that. But we're on the this one here is gonna cut it off, fire close, daily max goal, and there we go. Okay. Uh, Let me now they start hammering with the same story on the 1 minute, whether it's filter or not. Um, did we cover the Nasdaq? I forgot. Okay, let's cover the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq also one trade done over. Enjoy the weekend. CL. I'm not sure if we covered the CL. CL 5 minutes. Okay, took that trade around 9 o'clock. We were done less than half an hour. So the whole idea about that auto trade, what we have done, try to stay out of trouble, and the whole idea is to manage um, one ES 250, one YM 250 daily target, and Nasdaq 250. That's what we have done on this one here, and we cut off the management so trader will not get aggressive. And let's say when you are running three horses, if one of them committed suicide or died on the way, we still have two horses running. So what we are doing now, we are trying to retract those traders that want to struggle and try to keep him out of volatility and then get him, especially for those guys that make the most noises, the ones who have a smaller account, and we try to keep him out of trouble. That guy cannot read the market if this market is tradable today or not. A lot of traders they fell. We have noticed for the last 10 years, a lot of traders they have failed to read the market before they trade or auto trade, and that is a problem. You know, you need to kick the tires, go around, see how is this market functioning today before you decide you will be taking a trade or not. And actually, we are done for today. Here is your YM is already done. Um, I don't want to go through the Nasdaq. On the 5 minutes, all of them are done. This is the YM filter also is done. Okay, this one did well. Um, the ES did. Let's cover a little bit on the 3 minutes. The 3 minutes, okay. Um, all of them, and you can see what time we have started. And also we left this option, like what we have done on the scalpers and the swing trading. This is the scalper. This is a totally different animal. But what we have done that the guys don't need to optimize for trailing stop loss. And so what we have done also on the new system that like what we have done to the scalper and the swing trading takes over by itself. And on the swing trading, it's going to stay on that trade until the direction of the trend is finished. Oh, okay, now it's gonna stay on the trade until it's done, you know. and where this one here does not require trailing stop and stop loss. And if we examine a little bit how this auto trade accurate, the accuracy is number one in any kind of auto trade. When the market is trending, I don't care if it is 1800 or 18,000 or 180, because that's what the numbers supposed to do, make money. But this is not what we need to look at numbers. Sadly, there is a lot of traders look at numbers, but you need to magnify how that auto trade or the auto trade you have, how is taking those trade and how accurate the exit is. As if we take a like as an example, why I'm taking the trade right before the markets start taking off. This is very important. And if we notice how the auto trade exit on that trade and what is left is nothing. It's a flat market. You see that, folks? So what we took the best timing and the trend in that market and we dumped the rest. So if we see here on the YM is a flat where a normal, when the auto trade is not really tuned well or it don't have a balance, that is going to cause an auto trade to lose a lot of money and it can be an account blowing up. So uh, that's why the swing trading, we can, if we take something else, let's take ES as an example. I can go on and on. This is a YM chart. And now let's take an ES chart. And if we looking at the entries on those, how this market took a trade, nothing happened. And right before, excuse me, right before the market start taking off, predicting it and exit when the market is not given any money. And this is what is the beauty. I love it. I love it. This is what's supposed to be. This is, let's take another time frame. We had a bumper here, that's fine. Right on time, and we exit done for today. Excuse me. And we left this big mess to other traders. Also, the swing trading, the scalper, the T7 new auto trade, they're all the same. If you put them on zero, the auto trade will take over. If you want to take over the auto trade, you can use a trailing stop, stop loss, and a target as well. So we left an option to a trader um, to decide what you want to do with it. So let's see what else we can. The only things I didn't cover is the DAX, which we'll take a couple of chart DAX, I think. Also on the DAX, on the new auto trade, you're gonna laugh about this one here. This one, and like the swing, took a trade 1 millisecond, and then we were done 521. This one here. $4.22. So we're still early. I mean, right now it's only 10:17. And I've been live here for 17 minutes. So within 17 minutes into the trade, we are practically done, folks. There is nothing left, and I think I covered everything here. Let's go back on the ES, see if we can guide you on the ES. As you see right now, this market start taking a south, and profit taking, call it whatever. It's Friday, stay out of trouble. Let's see what the ES is doing. Maybe we can help you with it a little bit. If you notice, once we hit the target, nothing has happened, really. Plus, minus, couple bars is nothing but noises. The same story if we look at the YM, the same story is nothing but noises. And once we hit the target here, our buy and entry, trend stop target, and nothing left. And right now, we still, for the last half an hour, on we were, when we started, around 550 ticks. Right now, the signal, this is where the volatility, if you notice, the NASDAQ is going short, and the YM and the ES going long. So this is, we have covered a lot on that. And this is a very funny, because if we look at the 30-year Treasury bond, it's going long, and the ES is going long. So those day, you can see immediately this market is not in sequence, which is going to cause a lot of confusion in the trading. If you give me a few seconds, I can pull up a bigger chart, and I can give you where is this market going today. If you give me a second, please. I wish I cannot have the luxury stay all day long. But I can give you pretty much a direction for the rest of the day. Maybe that will be help to you. Okay. Always you have to look at the 15 minutes to see what those institutional doing. Trust me, those institutional are not looking at your Ranko bar. Trust me on that one. So why I do use an ES? I use an ES because the ES representing the 500 companies. So it is the best indicator in the house to predict how is this market functioning. Even like what we have seen, the Nasdaq go in different direction. Even when the Nasdaq go different direction than the ES, but when the ES come into hard support resistance, a technical one, that is causing Nasdaq volatility and it's going to stop until we confirm with the ES. So despite those days, last few years, Nasdaq does not follow the ES blindly like it used to be, but nevertheless, it is a problem. Um, if you do not look at the ES and see where is the keys for the ES today, that is going to get you in trouble with Nasdaq or any other market. So when we are looking at the 15 minutes, you have a beautiful picture, very clear picture, what they are looking at. Those institutionals or market movers, trust me, they're not using your ranker bar. Probably most of them, they never heard of it. Some of them they trade 30 minutes charts, some of them 60 minutes, some of them 15 minutes, but the majority 15 minutes. That indicate for us, showing us that where are they in a way. One of the things is too much indicators. We have a lot of indicators in here. Maybe if you're not familiar with the system, you think there is no indicators in there, but it's just fib lines. No, there is a lot of indicators, but uh, indicators by themselves, indicators by themselves are following the market. As an example, when you're using a MACD, ATR, all those, they follow the market. When the market is going up, your ATR is going to tell you the market up. And when the market is down, your MACD and your ATR is going to tell you the market down. Here is the problem. You trade in the future, but your indicators based on the past, following the market. So that's why you're not going to make it. In order for you to understand or to make the market, you need to predict the future. You cannot use indicator based on the past and trade the future with it. So how to predict the futures? By identifying your keys. If you cannot find your keys, then you are lost and you're sure and blind in this market. When you're taking a trade, you have no direction. Where is this trade taking you? And you don't know if it's gonna make 100 tick, or you don't know if it's gonna make 10 ticks, or you're gonna lose 20 ticks. You have no idea. Then you are a disaster trader. Then refuge to an auto trade without knowing how the market functions. That's you're a refuge from one problem to another because you cannot see the key in the market. So let me explain to you before. If you're not going to do that, 2019, it's not going to be an easy 2019 trading. And we said that in 2013, it's going to get harder. We said that in 2012, it's going to get harder and harder. Much more advanced algorithm, much more advanced people, much more advanced internet, and you cannot come in without knowledge and pull your trigger and think you're going to be home safe. Does not exist in 2019. I believe 2019 is going to filter a lot of people. A lot of people is going to filter a lot of people. This is not what some guys want to hear, but that's true. The reason is it is hard. We started this year hard, a lot of volatility, and we don't see like in 2018. In 2018, after New Year Eve, the market took off. And now we are experiencing some volatility from what happened in the market is moving, then it stops, middle of the day. Then it moves, then it stops. So that's what we want to show you here. If you notice here, this is a 15 minutes chart. This is a really serious one. And I believe this one was from yesterday. And you can see one movement, and then the whole afternoon was no movement. Then we have a movement. Today is a Friday, but if we look in the past here, and you see the ES was stuck in the channel. Uh, there is not really that much movement. And if we notice, what do you mean stuck by the channel? You can see the ES going up and down. I don't know if I can do the drawing here. That will be much easier for you. So if we notice here, it is one straight line right there. I'm going to put it, let me try yellow. Oh, it's going to confuse. Okay, let's try to put it in white. And then in here, and you can see how this market flat, going back and forth. And that it is a problem, especially if you want to auto trade. If you cannot see that, it is really a problem. So by looking at the 15 minutes, we can read what's going on. And if you notice here, everything has been confirmed. If you notice here, when the volatility came in and we got stuck between heavy support and resistance, you can see it loud and clear. When the market took off, this is our symmetry. Our symmetry is not a repaint, folks. This is not a repaint indicator, not at all. And you can see come in conjunction with the double resistance line. On top of that, the confirmation, we managed with another volatility here, if you notice. And then finally, we got the signal right before the market broke out. So this is really right there. And you can see how this volatility kept going. Then finally, the market trended. If you look at this one here, came at those two yellow lines. Those two yellow lines, we've been working with it for many years, actually, and we've been using it for many years. And the success rates on this is around 8, 9 out of 10. Once this market comes into those area here, I don't believe in double support, double resistance. Of course, we'll look at it, but I'm not going to initiate a trade based on double support, double resistance. What about a triple support, triple resistance? What about supply and demand? I mean, we look at it, but does not mean we are gonna make a living out of it. But once it comes in here, it's not oversold, overbought indicator. When it comes in here, that means there is no more short trade. And if you notice, the symmetry fired up right at this with the reversal. There is two indication here, and then we have the two yellow lines here is indicating that this market is taking off, and it did. Then we got right at the resistance line, and with the symmetry indication, and this one here took us all the way down to the yellow line again with a triple support line confirming that area. So what does this mean in a dollar and cents? At the end of the day, what is the beef in that? Here is your beef when you can recognize as a trader, not an automated trader, when you have those two yellow lines on the 15 minutes chart, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 support line. This is 6 indication that this market is turning from 30 to 70. So now it's the same story, folks. If we notice here, on the 15 minutes chart, we had, it's actually the same. On the 15 minutes chart, we have an entry at 45, 27, 45. Very fine. And We had a volatility. Your trailing stops are based on floor and fibs. And we hit the target. And your target was from 44.75 to 65.75. And now this is another story here. That line here is your true average price, the 45, 27.45. This is confirming, this is another thick wall confirming the buy entry. Now, if we want to examine right now, based on 10:32 Friday, we are the same story on the two yellow lines in here. That means there is no more long trade. And that's why now you start seeing the volatility on the ES, and it's no longer uh, making sense. And now it's going to start losing right in front of your eyes momentums. And this is, if we took a normal chart, as you see, now start any chart, minutes or any chart, you can see it is, look, where is the high, and look where we are right now. And now it was like a fish out of the water trying to survive. It's going to be kicking back and forth. That is going to confuse the trader. On the other hand, this is where the play starts. And this is where the confusion, when you are using a Renko bar or a lower time frame, you're not looking at the bigger picture. On this one here, it is between the two yellow line, and the two yellow lines, this is where no more long trade, with no exception, whether you are auto trading or not. No more long trade. It is dangerous area. And the two yellow lines fired by reversal, three reversals. Those reversals are not reaping. They're not. So right now we are in the critical area here. This is where we are going to be dropping. Here is the problem. I want to show you how we can predict the volatility on this market before it happened, and how we can see this market is not going to be tradable once we hit a certain level. As we see here, now we cannot take any long trade. If we look any chart, I will dig 1 minute if you want to. I will try to find 1 minute. If you notice now, start diving in, you know, and I'll try to dig 1 minute chart on an ES. Here is the problem where today a lot of traders, they're gonna bump into. Whoever take whatever whatnots you have, whatever tools you have, if you know how to trade reversal, this is a reversal trade, absolutely. It's gonna go up and down a little bit here. Nothing is gonna happen here. But the problem is, it's gonna be getting flat in here. It's gonna drive you crazy. And here's the problem, actually, on the ES, here's the problem. Because right now, this market is no longer valid to go up. It's gonna go a couple bars up, couple bars down, couple of bars up, and couple. Just enough for you to lose money, whether you are auto trading or manual trade. But then once this market starts collapsing and start pulling back, this is where the problem is gonna start occur when we come into the 57.25 level. The reason is, if we look at the 57.25, followed by another support area, followed by the trailing stop, your automated trailing stop. This is a fib line where 8 out of 10, this is a re-entry point actually. And then we have another, the second trailing stop, also confirmed by your zone, your less than $1 a day zone. So even if this market, the sellers trying to push it and break all those barriers here, we're gonna bump into another major area here. It is 44.75, resist support line at 46.50, and the true average price. They're all confirming that ES is gonna hold, even if the sellers trying to break that area here, try to break the first wall, the second wall, the third, it require a lot of sell. It require a lot of sell to penetrate all those walls. So the problem right now is it caught in between. You cannot go long on the ES, and the only thing you can do, you can take a trade on the pullback re-entry, or you need to start finding a reversal, you know. And the reversal is not, it's not going to be a happy long trade. You need to start considering on the reversal from the 69 level to the 58 level. So actually, it's not a really serious trade. It is a good chunk of ticks, but it's not really something you're going to be chewing on for the weekend. So if we go back and examine on a clean chart, I don't want to put indicators. I don't want to put indicators because I want to see the bars, folks. Don't overwhelm your chart with indicators because most of the time they misguide you. And I prefer, if I want to look at the bars, I look at the bars without any colors, you know. So um, if we look here, uh, so if we want to examine a little bit in details, that we can see from 1028 until now, it is nothing happening, you know, and that is going to cause a lot of traders confusion. And should I go long? Should I go short? I have no direction. When you cannot find direction, you should not be taking a trade. Go grab yourself a coffee. Uh, you know, don't waste your $200 a trade on something you're not sure if it's going long or short. So, especially on places like this, um, if we are looking at the, I'm not going to look at any indicators. I'm going to look at this one here. This is where the confusion right now. You see a bar or two going up. By now, your MACD, your ATR is telling you long. Fine. But it's not gonna last for a long time because right now, before you know it, I don't know if, but before you know it, it's going to drop. That is gonna cause a losing trade. So this is, let me put it a simple way. This is a high risk trade. Once you enter those areas here, are a high risk trade. So this is where your chances getting anything out of it is going to be 1 or 2 out of 10. It's no longer, look, before we speak, look, look at this one here. Before we speak, start dropping. This is no direction. This is just noises. And I don't want to get excited over those noises. And that is nothing but noises. And your chances in here, you might gonna be lucky getting 10 ticks. You know, somebody will get 10 ticks in there. But the chances on this one here is going to be 1, 2 out of 10 because it's not gonna live for a long time, that trade. I don't know if this makes sense, folks, but I managed to sneak out from my guys, and now they are calling and waiting. So I better go back to the guys. I wish you a very, very pleasant weekend. And sorry, guys, to our traders, I sneak out for a small short video. We will be doing webinars for our traders on Monday. We start gonna hammer with updates, and probably if we have time, we start going live on Tuesday. I want to say God bless you, and it's been a pleasure, and wish everyone a happy weekend. Bye for now.